Well, there's my first coat of polyurethane on there, the FHDG or whatever that stuff is called. And it went on pretty good. That doggone mask is hard to see out of, but I think I did a pretty good job on it. I put cross coat on, just like we did with poly spray. First I went around the lower edges and sprayed up and got the edges real good, and then I did the field. It's kind of a challenging thing to paint because keeping the paint gun an equal distance away from that, as it's got compound curves on there and stuff, and they're pretty sharp curves. I thought, looking through that mask, that I might have some lint or something in there, but really what it amounts to is pinholes and stuff in the fiberglass. I should have went and got some spot putty and filled those pinholes in and stuff before I did this, but I wasn't that excited about it. That epoxy resin, when I mixed up the filler stuff with the adhesives in there, especially the colloidal silica, I keep wanting to say colloidal silver, but the colloidal silica, that stuff has lumps in it, like lumpy flour trying to make gravy or something, and put it in and try to mix it up and get all the lumps out of it and stuff, and then the epoxy would start cooking off and get hard before you could get done with it if you had spent too much time on it. And I tried doing it before I put it in there, but you just couldn't get the lumps out of it. So when the stuff hardens, you get it on there and gets hard, and then you sand it down, you open up where one of those lumps was, and it didn't get saturated with epoxy, and it leaves a hole. The silica comes out of there and leaves a pinhole. Anyway, I should have got some spot putty and filled those holes, but I was kind of in a hurry, and I just wanted to see what this would look like and how this paint would go. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Anyway, I'll let that cure up a little bit there, and then we'll go set it out of the way. Then we can start working on the other pieces. Well, there it is, all painted up. I could have done a better job on it, put a little Bondo on it and stuff, and smoothed it out a little bit more around the places that were ground out there to the fiberglass through the gel coat. Use some spot putty on the places there where there's pinholes and stuff in around there. Spent a lot more time working on it, but I didn't want to spend any more time working on it. It works the way it is. It'll work the way it is, and it's done. It's back together. I still got to do the pickup tube in it and close that hole up. But otherwise, I'm pretty darn happy with it. It looks really good. The paint went on really good. I got a little bit heavy on the other side over there. I got a little run on it. Like I said, there's a compound shape on that. Probably got a little too close on there, trying to follow those contours and stuff. But otherwise, everything else is just beautiful. So that looks pretty good. Well, now I got that figured out. That paint goes a lot farther on that stuff. It covers pretty good. Having just one thing to paint makes it a little tougher trying to wait long enough to put your second coat on. Just give it the time, stand around twiddling your thumbs and stuff, and then come back, and not much time goes by. So doing multiple pieces will be a little easier, because you get one done and go to the next one and on, so on, and then when you turn around and come back and start over again for your touch-up coat or second coat, it should be set enough that it won't run. But that looks pretty good. I'll let it set in here and cure and harden up, and get the paint booth ready to do the elevators first, and then we'll get those done and out of the way, and bring the horizontals and the rudder door down here and get those done, and then we can get the fuselage in there. Well, that's yellow.